For thumbnails, I'll do the classic YouTuber reaction faces.
I am so excited. I already did our test recording. We're good. We're in the real main
You
pod
did your
now.
test recording?
Yes.
Okay, we're in the it's going.
Yeah, it's going.
Oh, that's so funny with me doing the faces.
Yeah. Okay. This week we're talking about the crash.
And I have lined up, if it doesn't take the full hour and however hour and change, a very minor just thoughts from my noggin, but mostly whatever the crash is.
This is Realistically Online, featuring your host StarlitMia and co-host Hunter.
That's me.
Everybody clap. Okay. So, what do you think the crash is? Do you want to go into it before I start, or am I starting?
Okay, my 3 guesses for the crash. I already have 3 guesses immediately. Number 1, some kind of streamer or chronically online personality got into a car or bus or some other vehicle crash. Plane crash, perhaps. Guess number 2, some kind of a market crashed of some variety, and some kind of finance and or other streamers are talking about it. Or number 3, other hand randomly I'm pulling up, and this is the one I'm hoping it is, not so much a crash but a pop. Did the AI bubble pop? That kind of a crash? Is that crashing the US economy? Is that what it is? Please let it be that one.
Okay, I'm realizing that it is really insensitive for me to have you guess what the crash is.
But I'm like, horrible
after thinking about it. Yeah, it is a car crash, not accident, because it was on purpose that killed 2 boys. Stop making that face, because I should not laugh. What? Yeah, it's pretty fucking bad.
Crazy. Okay.
We are gonna get into it. It's pretty bad. It was caused by a girl named Mackenzie. And
wait. Was this a documentary thing?
Mm-hmm.
I might have heard of this then.
And she killed
heard a little bit about this.
Her boyfriend, 20-year-old Dom,
Jesus
and Davion. He recently graduated, so I want to say he's 18. 18-year-old Davion.
Yo, what the hell? You're having me like guess it, and it's like I'm like guessing.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it before.
Oh my god, we might have to restart and cut that out and have it be a somber intro. That's crazy.
Okay, so I don't even know where to start. So Mackenzie is the worst person you could think of in your entire life. Like, think of the worst person ever and times it by 100.
Okay, wait, maybe we have to roll that back. The worst person you can ever think of. Come on. Obviously you know what that's gonna be.
I mean, I don't think she's that far off.
Alright, let's go with that.
Okay.
Justify this to me. We're laughing. This is a tragedy and you're laughing.
I'm laughing at
my reaction at you.
Yes.
Like, think of the worst person you can. I say Hitler, and then you're like, not quite that.
No, yeah, she is that bad.
A little less.
No, she's that bad. She is always on like this. 120% of the time.
If you're on your phone all the time, worse than
videotaping herself. All the time. She is obsessed with herself. All of her videos are of her smoking weed while driving, usually without a seatbelt. At some point,
I'm sorry I'm laughing at that, but without a seatbelt is just the like, all right.
Equal to Hitler.
And then you're like, not a seatbelt.
Okay, there are videos. She has taken a video of herself driving crisscross, like so, like this. Neither foot is next to the gas or the brake pedal.
How do you even cruise control? How do you even?
Yeah, I think she was on the highway with cruise control, and she's.
Oh, that's a way to break both of your ankles, legs, or anything else attached to your leg meats. Jesus Christ. So I will say, when you said this was the topic, it evoked nothing in my mind, but I won't lie to you. I'm pretty sure me and Zoe watched a documentary. So, do you have more information than that documentary? Because I can
Yes.
actually engage. Okay, so then I can engage with this from someone who is realistically online. I'm just as opposed to this was not planned. This was not planned, anyone.
I have done
Okay,
over 10 hours of research
that's crazy.
by swapping back and forth between Stephanie Sue, who is the host of Rotten Mango. She has done so far 4 parts of a 5-part series.
Christ.
So her 5-part series has not, or her 5th part has not released yet. But I have listened to
So
all
if you're
4
if you're
parts.
a listener, if you're a listener of this other podcaster show, it's all going to be condensed here. You don't have to watch those 4 parts.
No, you definitely need to watch the 4 parts. It's so good.
Okay.
And also she has like a team, and they read through all of her Snapchat, Instagram, every message in her phone. They
And
have
that's
seen
a
it.
crazy amount if that's someone that is like this 24/7. Like,
yes,
that's wild.
She
I'll
has
have to tell Zoe afterwards
everything.
that this was what the topic was, because I'll say it and she'll be like, "Oh, I immediately know what that is," even though I was like, I didn't remember that's what that was.
Okay, so summarize what you remember from the documentary.
What I remember from the documentary is it starts out and it's like there's this horrible accident. It's a horrible tragedy. Girls in the hospital, they're like, what the fuck happened? We don't even how could this even have, how could an accident, basically car going like ludicrous speed, like 90 miles per hour, slamming into the side of a building, killing 2 of the occupants, not the driver. She was in like critical condition. And not all I remember, because I remember watching like the whole documentary, but basically throughout the documentary, initially it's like horrible tragedy happened to these kids, changed like the lives of this entire group of friends, because 2 of them are dead and one of them hospitalized, and then like gets better, fights through it, but then they're like, well, based on how she was acting with these people, talking, some of her previous behavior and like threats she had made, it seems like she did it on purpose. And I will say Zoe brought this up as a thing we should watch, because she had been seeing people talk about this online, more chronically online than myself perhaps, who had opinions, and there was an alleged girl who like met her in prison and was like, no, she straight up did it on purpose. She's like the worst person ever. I don't know if she compared her to Hitler, probably not, but
I did.
She definitely was like, yeah, you apparently did just now. But basically, Zoe was coming to this, or bringing this to me with like the information of like other people who like knew this girl like beforehand, that she had seen like TikToks and videos made, people who allegedly met or knew her in prison, and like, sorry, old man cat got lost for a second. He was moving some stuff in the background there. You're okay, honey? You're fine. Go live your life. Okay. Yeah, you can hear his little meows.
He's so precious.
Where was I? I know he's so
the
sweet.
people
He's
that
doing
knew
his
her.
Stop bothering him. Come on, man.
Their
People that knew
opinions
her,
of her.
either like for sure before when she was in school, or the people that like had allegedly met her in prison or knew her afterwards, or whatever. Because I think she's still in prison. Right? Yeah. So people who had allegedly met her in prison. So she was going at this from, this girl definitely did this on purpose. I want to see how this goes. But what I'll say is, in the documentary that I had watched, because I hadn't seen any of these TikToks, I'm totally unfamiliar with any of like the other online discourse beyond like a Netflix documentary or whatever streaming service it's on. They showed what other people were like related to this were saying, and it seems like that was a big prevailing theory, but the documentary didn't just go outright and say like, this girl did it, she's a monster, though they did have her on and like talk for herself for a little bit. And I will say, she did not help her case in any meaningful way whatsoever.
Well, she is legally convicted of
Yeah.
murdering 2 people, so she did do that under a legal circumstance, under legal.
But what I'm saying
bounds.
is like they did show the case where it was like, she was convicted of this, she is guilty of this, that's what she did. But like having her on to tell her own story in a documentary, in my thoughts at least, as like true crime, not like connoisseur, just someone who like offhandedly will sometimes view a documentary about like a case. If you're having a person on to defend themselves and say like, well, I'm in jail, but usually it's so that you can kind of not say that they're more innocent, but like give them at least the like, not even give them the benefit of the doubt, allow them to tell their own story, which is usually that they're innocent or something like that. And she seems to be saying like, well, no one else was in the car, but she also refused the whole time during the case to like actually say what happened. So like, okay.
The story starts with kids
I don't
at
think I
a
finished. I don't think I finished my what I do,
party.
even though I was rambling. But yes, yeah. Walk us through it, because I was just rambling for like 3 to 4 minutes, the same like 3 points. So walk us through it beyond what I remember,
It
because what I remember is
starts.
just seems very guilty, does not help her case.
We're
Like,
gonna
was
start at the
convicted.
party.
Okay.
Mackenzie and her 20-year-old boyfriend Dominic, Mackenzie is 17, live together. Which is the first red flag as to why is a 17-year-old living on her own and not with her parents.
Well, living on her own, because how old did you just say the
20-year-old.
boyfriend was as
He's
well?
20.
Yeah, that's also weird. Like, that's also like,
They met.
it would be weird no matter what the age was if they were
They
living
had
together
been
at that age,
dating
but,
for
like,
3
also weird.
years. They met in high school.
That's a
But
little
he's
bit less weird, but that
still
age gap
3
is
years
still,
older.
yeah. And she's a minor, so concerning.
Yeah.
Immediately concerning.
So they eat organic, so they're going back, bouncing back from their house to the party. The attenders of the party will tell you, no, it was a sleepover. It was not a party. We just were coloring and watching TV and talking about deep stuff with weed involved. And shrooms were on site. Text messages of, is it okay to trip there? Yes. But then it had gotten too late, so they didn't end up tripping. And so they leave. Her and Dom are gonna leave. Davion is staying with them for the week or something, so he catches a ride with them. Because he's gonna shower, clean up before the next day. He's supposed to help his friend with his truck. He's really good with like working on cars. So he's gonna help his friend with his truck. So he's gonna go home, shower, whatever, so he can be ready at noon to show up and help with the truck. So they are now in the car. They're driving. She takes a controlled turn to the right, and then books it 100% gas pedal down this. It's a windy road. It's like an S-shaped road. So she's booking at 100. It is controlled. Like, she is controlling the car while it's at 100. It comes to a T, and
a stop sign, by the way, I believe, right? Because any one of them that's I believe they had a stop sign because they're coming up to a T.
I would imagine so. But either way, there's not road past here. It's a T. So this is just grass. They go straight through the T, through the grass for quite some ways before hitting a brick building.
Quite some ways, but like 30 or 40 feet. Like, it's actively the lot of like a building. Like, it's not like they go on grass for a while. It's like there's a building there, and if you're driving on that road at any speed, you are seeing that building come up. Yeah. Especially if you're driving like controlled. Like that, that I recall.
It is controlled, but it is at 100 miles per hour. Into the grass, into the building. I don't remember what color the car is supposed to be, but it is not supposed to be white, which is what the car looks like, because it essentially is broken into, exploded. The car is like the worst car I've ever seen. It's like somebody sawed it in half.
I think it's the worst like I've ever seen a a vehicle or anything look after a car crash, because it was like it slammed into like a corner and then like it glanced off a corner and then straight into a wall in a way
So
that was like pretty horrifying.
yeah, they show you the footage, the camera footage from like the two angles that showed her controlled right turn, and then the other angle of her booking it down, like the
Oh,
kind of
it's crazy.
and it's like they're like it sounds like a missile. Like she is like booming. Like it sound like you just like I
Yeah.
know the family has talked about how like you just don't forget how that sounds, but even me, like I was like I won't forget how this sounded. Like it was like and then
Well, yeah, the horrible thing is you can hear the crash in the audio
yeah.
of like when she goes, because it's exactly what Mia was saying. You can see like a very standard like turn onto a road, and then the next camera angle is like down at the T pretty much, and it's just like boom, and then horrible crash sounds.
Yeah.
Like, worst you've ever heard. Like,
Um
something being hit by a train kind of a crash sound. Like, ooh.
yeah. So then police officers arrive around like 5:30, I want to say, in the morning. Two are dead on arrival, which is Dom and Davion. And then Mackenzie, the helicopter is coming down to pick her up because she's going to be in critical condition. She goes to hospital. She has to go through surgeries. She wakes up and instantly taking pictures of herself on like after surgery's over, just like you're not
Was it immediately
worried about
right after that? I didn't remember.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
She is waking up the next day. They respond to a modeling agency on her Instagram. The
That
following
I remember. That's
morning.
crazy.
The
That's crazy.
following morning. She's not at all thinking about her two people that were in the car with her. And now as someone, because before I didn't like experience like grief or seeing someone else grieve, like I didn't have much experience with that. But now as someone who does have that experience, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, that's not a normal. That's not what. Yeah, that's not even. Because people say that like some people respond to it in weird ways, but like not that.
Not
like,
that.
Not that.
Not
that's
that.
not. That's not.
My friend lost her husband, and like she said, the whole first week or two is just all one big blur of a day. Like she doesn't remember like anything. And then eventually she kind of had to snap herself awake. She's like, I have two kids. I have to keep producing milk for my baby. Like, I can't keep doing this. And like kind of like shakes herself awake. Like, this is not Mackenzie's case at all. Mackenzie is, look at me, I'm in the hospital and I look so good. Mwah. Like,
insane reaction. Like, even
if it was an accident,
especially if it was an accident. Because even if you did it on purpose, I feel like it's like I don't know.
But maybe like, it was a crime of passion. It was rage. It's like, it was rage. I didn't mean to do that, and like now I've done something permanently that I can never undo. Like there's not even that.
I feel like you'd have more of a like some kind of a negative, like, because I recall, I think, don't they have like audio of like her being told what happened to either her boyfriend or both of the other ones, and she like does have like, you know, a serious reaction in the moment, but like it is also doing those other things around that, so it's not like I don't know.
One thing,
which also like I didn't even think about the fact that like why would they have that reaction videotaped? You know, like why would they? Why would that be on camera?
I think the detective's body cam is on like during all moments that he's talking to her.
Oh sure, okay, that makes sense. I was gonna say, I was like, that is
also like pictures of her like posing in the like, and then at some point during the documentary, Carlos is like, why is there a photo of this? And I'm like, oh my God, you're so right. Like, this is a moment if someone is telling me something so, like, there are things that happen offline and only offline, like childbirth.
Why would you want to remember because this isn't
like filming your
that's
reaction video of your, like, this is the reaction of my finding out my boyfriend died. Like, what are we doing?
Because you know, there's moments that like might not be something that you would want to watch a video of or see a picture of, but you would want to remember. That is not one of those. That is something where like you would absolutely not want, like, why would you ever, like, what a horrible thing to like.
I've deleted pictures off my phone for less. Like,
easily. Oh my god. Like, honestly, the big thing that I'm just immediately thinking hearing this, and I know we're not even that far into it, is just like, oh boy, has Instagram just really fucked up a lot of people. And like, this sounds like someone who would be pretty messed up without something like that, to be honest. But like, oh my god, thank god I am 31 years old and not growing up, I guess, right now. Like, it sounds like it sucks, man, with like, oh, everything is just AI and everyone's just Instagram is, you know, like, I have to post everything on, even family members of my, I think, well, no, I don't think my brother really uses it anymore, but there was a time where he pretty solidly was like on Instagram all the time. I think. And he thankfully no longer is, but like, my god. And like any social media, but like, yikes, I don't know, something about Instagram has a very unique, scary effect on like people
the biggest, most
you're gonna tell me she wasn't posting on Instagram. You're gonna tell me she was posting on something else, and I'm full of shit.
Oh no, she's posting everywhere. She had everything. Okay. The biggest, most shocking thing to me that they did not include, I should have pulled this up before. I'm gonna try to find it now. Is it was not included in the documentary. She stops the like detective and is like, "Can I talk to her for a second?" And turns to her mom and speaks in a language that nobody knew what it was. The detective is like, that doesn't sound like an Asian language. That doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like any language, a Latin-based language. It doesn't sound like any language I've ever heard before. So he sent it to like university for like 3 professors to decode, and they come up and they're like, hey, it seems like it's like the dialect being spoken is American English, but it is gibberish. And so it was later found out that it's called Carney speak.
That's more bizarre than I would have guessed. Bro, I was going to say Pig Latin, and nobody...
It is like Pig Latin. It sounds like Pig Latin. This is...
Carney speak.
This is her.
Oh, God.
It's kind of like Pig Latin.
I've straight up heard that before. I've straight up heard, like, almost exactly that before.
I got chills just now, but I got chills when I heard it, too. Like... Why does she know that?
Speaking in code
to her parents, like, how much of an enabler do you have to be to teach your child a language that they can only speak to you and use it
the police so that
in a legal sense to keep yourself out of trouble?
Do you want to hear totally not related to like this component of it, but another thing where Zoe told me afterwards, or like I found out only after the documentary, and it also was something where I was like, what? Did you know she has a sister? Like not featured in the documentary. Her parents do not mention having another kid. The way that they act and treat it is like she's their like perfect special little angel who could do no wrong. And it like,
and then there's another one.
Super seems like only kid, and there's like another sister that I have to assume didn't want to be in the documentary.
I don't think she likes Mackenzie. I don't.
Also, just the way that everyone talked, it just seemed so like I was like, I'm shocked by that, and I assume it's not editing. Like I assume her parents are just like that.
Yes, they are.
Like they would talk about Mackenzie however long, but then they wouldn't mention this other daughter unless someone specifically
I'm pretty
brought it up.
sure,
Yeah, okay.
yes. I'm pretty sure the other
Crazy.
daughter has come out and I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty sure she shared like the Dom and Davion Foundation for like after like
Yeah.
if they're sending people to school with scholarships and stuff like that.
Well, and I think that's where I think Zoe saw videos either that like specifically her sister had posted or someone who like knows her sister had posted about
Mhm.
it, and like crazy because like they make no indication, and like I almost guarantee that anyone that watched that would guess she was an only child based on the way that her
Mhm.
parents talk and the way that she acts just in
Mhm.
general, obviously, but like oh, that was a freaky I mean, not even close to just like secret code language she uses in front of the cops to her parents. That's crazy. That's fucking wild.
So
What
it's
do you
called
mean?
Carney because it's like carnival speak. It's like
Oh yeah, I immediately assume it's like it makes me as soon as you said Carney speak, I'm envisioning like some greasy sketchy people trying to fleece someone and get more money out of them, and then they'd be like, hold on while I speak with my associate here,
yeah,
and then
and it's
turn
like
to like
yeah.
a dude tying balloon animals and tell him how like you should stab this guy and then we'll rob him blind. Like that's what I
um
assume. That's what I assume.
yeah, so it was decoded. Um, but I guess they couldn't use it in the court of law. I don't know why it didn't come up in the
Yeah, that's
documentary
weird.
at all. Um, but
The
she's
other
go ahead.
I will say the like the like fake language or whatever, like Pig Latin or whatever that I've heard that sounds like that is one called Ibe, and I believe it's after every it's way. I mean, you would immediately like it would not require decoding, but it's like after every syllable or like certain number of letters, you put IBE after everything, but everything sounds super weird. It sounds like that. That's what as soon as because as soon as you showed me that clip, I was like, I've literally heard that, and it sounds just like that. Like that's
Yeah.
what it sounds like.
Um,
Um,
she
ugh, ugh,
says
strange,
what
strange.
Stephanie Sue has shared with us is that she says, "Can we just tell him I had a seizure or something?" I literally
Crazy.
she's the worst person I could think of on the planet.
I feel like it's so weird to even think to ask that in front of I know you're trying to like it's hard to
And
get in the mindset of someone that's doing this anyways, but like even if you're like trying to keep your story straight, don't do that in front of them. Like, oh my
she
god.
has
Like
no
what the fuck?
I guess they
That's so
couldn't use
weird.
that in the court
That's
of
so
law, but it
weird.
doesn't matter because they had much more concrete evidence anyway. But that one tugged at my emotional the most.
Yeah.
That one made me the most. That one was the most baffling to me. Out of everything in this case, was her speaking pig Latin to her mom to try to get out
Yeah.
of, consequences.
Well, try to
And
communicate
then
to her like, can I just say this?
yeah,
Like
and then mom
weird.
like responds to her in like regular English, like you can, like go ahead, like I guess,
Oh.
like I don't know. So
That's just so strange.
dad is an art teacher at a Catholic school. And as soon as me and Carlos found out he was a teacher, we were like, yep, that checks out. If you don't know, I am a teacher. And teachers' kids are either the perfectest angels you will ever interact with in your entire life or the most entitled dipshit you will ever interact with. There is no in between. They are one or the other.
It's prim and then shovel.
It's prim and then shovel. We have both. So
just exactly correct for them. Yeah.
Yeah. So that. And then mom, I don't know what mom does. I don't know if it ever came up. Dad supplies and buys weed off of boyfriend. So Dom was like the dealer to a lot of their friends and her dad.
All right.
Yeah. and dad would buy them White Claws and like whatever. He is
Embarrassing behavior,
still
to be
doing
honest.
interviews defending his daughter to the nines, and is like, I thought that she having drugs was fine because she was mature enough to use them.
Clearly that was a lie. Clearly that was not the case. Like,
My child is mature enough to use drugs. Best, like, Parent of the Year award. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's ooh. Here's one for is it nature or nurture, because my god, big combo of both being maybe not. I mean, I guess we don't know nature wise, because like I don't know, but like if we're just going by how he seems to behave, bad for both, not great, not good.
Yeah. So
Ugh.
that's where we're at with parents. Friends are like, in the documentary, the Rosie is the girl who's like an influencer with her and was at the party and they're friends, and she's the one that's like, it was a sleepover, it was not a party. She interviewed with Stephanie Sue's team, and said like it was like a 10-hour interview, and so they cut down a lot. She says that she did not want her like social media, because she actually has like she has a pretty decent like following, because she does like workout YouTube. And so none of this is at all related to her like workout YouTube. And so she like apparently had asked for it not to be included, but it was. And then she says that they painted her like in a bad light, like she was like 110 like defending Mackenzie when she
I don't recall that. I feel like it was like the way her parents and her and everyone else. I feel like there were so many more striking things that like I can't really remember what a lot of the friends were saying.
Yeah. Anyway, so they go to court. Another really just heartbreaking thing was that on the first court day, Dom and Davion's family, I don't think sat with them, but Dom's family still sat on Mackenzie's side because they hadn't been exposed to the information yet. And there are videos of her domestically or verbally assaulting Dominic, like so she loves countdowns. 5, 4, like text it out. 5, 4, 3. I would answer. Yep. I would answer. 5, 4, 3. If you don't answer me right now, we're done.
I think I remember some of this from like a small amount of that being present in the
I can't imagine the kind of person, the kind of patience needed to deal with that on a daily, every other day basis, which is what she was doing to Dom. Like, there was a history. She has text messages, or like it is confirmed that she had in the past started speeding whenever like they start fighting. That's a common like domestic abuse tactic.
And I remember that like because I was saying previously, like I remember she had a history of doing like similar things, but obviously like.
So there's that's
the only thing remotely close.
Yeah, like, so there's a streamer named Mizkif. He's a bad person.
Sure. Yeah.
Allegedly. And
I don't know who it is, but I'll believe it.
He did this to 2 women. Really 2 women have come out and said that he has done this. Emaru is one of them. Emaru is a cosplay streamer. And Maya Higa, who owns Alvea Sanctuary, she is the, like, she had just had a TED Talk come out. She's like a animal sanctuary, like.
Sure.
Yeah. But he dated both of those girls. And one of his tactics was whenever they made him angry, not giving him what he wanted, he would start speeding. And they would have to just like do whatever he wanted to. It was a hostage situation, essentially.
Yeah.
They would have to do whatever he
Yikes,
wanted to get him
that's
to.
terrifying.
Or like screaming at, stop the car now, like I'm gonna get out. I think that happened with one of them. Like, so this is not uncommon to my knowledge. Like, this is a pretty common, like, domestic abuse, especially in America where you have to have a car.
Cars everywhere. You
have to have a car.
Yeah.
It's a great way to express control over other people. So yeah, that had happened. He was trying to, I think he was going to break up with her. It was kind of alluding to that, which would have been the motive. But he didn't want her coming over to his house because it is his house. She's 17. It's not her house.
Yeah.
And his house is like next door to his parents' house. So it's not like he's like living like, I don't know. He's not like, it's like not like a completely independent thing. Like I think he's still like 8 over at parents sometimes and stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
they're just like
he's
right
in a situation that like makes more sense for even someone younger, whereas like a 17-year-old just living in an apartment with their partner is like that's strange. That's weird.
So
weird for your parents to let you to do.
He's like, I'm not letting you in. You're being toxic. Like, I need you to like. You need to call. He is so calm. Like there are videos of him like handling these situations with just such calmness. Like it's so sad.
Well, trying to diffuse the situation. Yeah.
He is always being a mediator, always diffusing. He's like you're being crazy right now. Like I need you to calm down. Like I need you, like please stop being toxic. Like those are kind of the things. Like she's like, you're gonna let me in this house right now. Like, and then she like breaks something on the. She's like, oh well, I broke something on the door. And he's like, what did you break? Like what did you break? And she's like, I don't know. You're gonna have to come out here and let me in to find out. Like she's trying to break and enter into his home. Like he should have, but like he could have called the police to have her removed.
Well, and like it's legally, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, but
like,
when you're when you're in a
that,
domestic, you don't. That's not on the forefront of your mind. Like if this was a random stranger, of course he would have called the police.
And I think most people also are like that would just make this situation worse.
Yeah,
like, especially if it's like someone they know. They're like, well, I can talk this down instead of some rando showing up and doing this. And
but yes,
unfortunately, I think that leads to a lot of like. Those situations not being, I would say not being resolved when they maybe could be, but I'm not going to trust the police to like effectively resolve domestic disputes. My God. I mean, they also have an atrocious track record with that.
They sure do. Yeah. So, but up until that point, Dom's family had never heard her speak to him in that way, anything like that. Like she had been like a sweet girl up until all of these recordings and all of these text messages and just like things, get shown to them. And so then they, obviously next day switch and now they're sitting on the other side of the court.
Yeah.
Because it's just crazy. Like, after that, I, as a parent, would have been like, oh my God, my child is atrocious. Like, I would have sat on the other side with the families. Like, I would have just been like, so.
Yeah, I think they would have moved again. I don't think they would have sat by you. I think that's the thing. I'm like, I on the one hand, I'm like, I understand parents will like always try to support their children as much as possible. Like, that's their child. That's they raise them, it's their legacy, however they think about that, however they conceptualize that. Hit the mic, sorry. But like, my God, I mean, they did that to somebody else's kid though, and those people, like, I don't know, that's more the thing. I'm like, imagine being that kid's parents and then finding that out, like after all of this horrific stuff, then being like, oh my God, this is what happened and this is why, as best as we can tell. Holy shit, dude. I mean, that's like, I don't even know how you, like, I don't know how you move forward from that like happening to your kid to begin with. But like finding out like that stuff about it, how do you even like, what do you even do? Like, how do you move forward past that? I don't understand. I don't get it.
Yes.
I don't know how you could.
So the most damning evidence was the black box. I learned what a black box was. It essentially records the data from your car, like your inputs, like everything. Yep. Like how a streamer can go and put on their like a lot of people do this with League of Legends where they put like their QWER like on the screen so you can see their like try hard keyboard inputs.
Yeah, I mostly hear about, I mean, I guess from media, you'd mostly hear about it with like planes or like submarines.
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
what
Like that's the thing they try to get if
saying.
it's like something that's been downed and they're trying to like figure out what went wrong and what happened. So
yeah,
I guess
before that I never heard of
have those
that in planes or cars. So I did not know that. So I learned that. And the black box reveals that the gas pedal was at 100% like down for the last 5 seconds before the crash. Like did not let up, not once. Like 100% down. And
I think that was the big piece of evidence, right?
That was
I guess I don't know
evidence.
like for sure, but that, I mean, like how do you, like, you can't explain that away. Like that's not a seizure. That's not, like, I know sometimes you'll have like a strong like muscle, like continuous muscle spasm or something during a seizure, but like
it doesn't last 5 seconds.
I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know about that.
And it's not staying still on the
Yeah, it's not pushing a gas. Yeah, that's
the gear shift.
We're not medical doctors, so if you know more information about seizures, comment below about.
We're about to get into POTS. That's about to come up.
Oh sure. Yep.
But the gear shift was shifted to neutral and then back to drive. And the steering wheel has a right input, left input, and then a hard right input. And I was like, I don't know my rights and lefts. So I'm like, oh, she's trying to make sure it hits the passenger side's killing Dom. Like, that's me. I don't think after reviewing the 10 hours of stuff, I don't think Mackenzie is that smart. Also, that's backwards. No. Left and right. If she went hard left, she would be trying to kill him. It went hard right because it had to be explained to me because the prosecutor thinks that the boys were trying to take control of the gear shift and the steering wheel.
And that's what I was going to add, is that I think that's the consensus on why those inputs specifically were put in, because that is the only, I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense. Like, obviously, if you're having a seizure, you're not going to like shift the gear on the car while also pressing the gas pedal, while also like steering in a very particular way. But like someone trying to stop the vehicle from inside of it would pull on the wheel or like try to shift it into like park or reverse or something. So like that makes sense. I as soon as I heard that, I was like, yeah, okay. I can't.
Yeah, that Carlos figured it out really fast. I had to be explained by the prosecutor that these boys were trying to save their own lives in their last 5 seconds, and it just broke my heart. That is like the most like that sat with me like so much out of everything. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's horrendous. It's just like your biggest fear is someone, you know.
Well, and I think it speaks to not just like a, I mean, it's I don't know, it's this weird space beyond just it being like an abusive behavior or like a clear intent to like murder this person, to like a recklessness with your own, like with anything and everything related to you. That's just like, I don't know if this is something that people would attribute to like this being a teenager, like where, you know, they don't understand how fragile.
Well, and I don't think she understands consequences at all. I don't think she's ever been served a consequence in her entire life.
I don't think she does at all, because like you were saying, like I don't think she's smart enough to try to crash a car in a way that she wouldn't also die. So I don't like. Was she just like, well, I have a seatbelt on, that should be enough? Like, I don't. Who even knows if there was any of that going through her head, or if
I
she was just
think
like
she's
angry, crash
just
car, like
dumb. I think she thinks that she is like
main character syndrome. We
impenetrable.
call
Yeah.
that.
I think she thinks she just has plot armor. Because she's the main character. Anyway, I forgot what I was going to say after that.
That was the.
But yeah, so that was their last seconds of life. POTS gets brought into it. She was apparently diagnosed with POTS in 2017. No medical.
For our viewers and for our viewers and myself who doesn't remember what that is, what does that stand for?
I've been getting videos of people with POTS on my Instagram before all of this, because people with POTS are in musical theater a lot of the time, and they faint usually. It's not apparently, according to the POTS Reddit, where people with POTS talk about having POTS and everything, like the POTS community. It doesn't always mean you faint. Some people with POTS have never fainted. Sure.
So, is it an acronym, or is it just like a like
probably
is it like something?
I'm gonna imagine it is.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, I guess, but
and it's not. It's basically when you stand up and sit down, or if you like spin around.
Oh yeah, it's like some kind of a motor response.
Postural orthostatic tachycardia. I have dyslexia syndrome.
Okay.
So brain fog, fatigue, palpitations, and sometimes fainting. It basically, when you go from like sitting to standing, blood rushes or something, because you normally have
blood rushes down from your head, down to your legs,
and you normally have something that like, what's the word?
Balances
it, and basically like they don't have a good like balancing.
Sure.
Whatever, in the lamest of terms.
Just the thing that prevents you from having all of it rush down and none be in your head and you faint.
Anyway,
or have some kind of like a stumble or something.
So obviously she's not going from standing to sitting in the car, so she wouldn't like people with POTS can drive. Like anyway, and then there was a huge like the POTS community was saying that the documentary did not do them any favors because the prosecutor was like, so your child has POTS and you still let her go get a driver's license and whatever and blah blah blah, and they're like, well, that's not she doesn't have POTS. That's not how POTS works. They never brought in a medical examiner or a medical person. They didn't bring in any doctor's note that said, hey, she was diagnosed with POTS.
My assumption is that because the prosecutor is arguing that from a legal standpoint, like obviously they don't necessarily have the same background knowledge on POTS.
Yeah.
So they probably are going from okay, if this is something severe enough or that causes issues. Yeah,
while she's driving, why did you let her get a license?
This is something where conceptually, this is how this could happen. Why would this be happening in the first place? So I do understand that as legal argument from lawyer when there's not a doctor present that's explaining that.
Yeah. But so they didn't bring on any like medical like smart person,
professional
expert, to like come in and say like, Mackenzie does have POTS and it can affect her while driving and it can make her push the gas down at 100%. Like, no, if you're fainting, I've fainted because I was getting blood taken out and the suction stopped working and blood started going everywhere and I look down and it's getting all over the white pillow, and so I go and I lean into the bosom of the doctor and I take a little nap. I lose all fucking feeling.
Yeah,
I did not intentionally put my head in her bosom.
It's doctor who looks suspiciously
I literally was like,
League of Legends.
where's the softest place to put my head? I'm so sorry. Like, and then I was out. And then, but I don't think I ever like fully, anyway. That's what fainting is like. You don't
and also like
push
even
your
taking that
foot
argument,
down.
Like, that's not a seizure. That's fainting. That's different. Like that's
Yeah,
'cause
they
even if
didn't
you
mention
could
the
during a
seizures
seizure-
during the court
during the
thing,
court case.
is from what I could tell.
That's why I'm like, it's so weird because like a seizure, I could understand them making the argument like you can sometimes during a seizure your muscles will lock up. Like certain muscles or like certain. I
I've
don't know if
also
it would
watched
happen
a
in
seizure
such a way-
happen. It was very horrifying, and like every
it's,
muscle,
it's really scary.
and every muscle had like. But of course, there's different kinds of seizures. So there's like I had to do seizure training every year for and there's like the topical seizure, and then like there's some of them where they're like really quick. They just like move their head to like the right or the left, and then they're like better. Like you can't really tell. Like they just like start going.
Yeah.
And then they're fine again.
But all of these, the main component of this, all of these are not just fainting where you go limp and would not be like you'd have to have like brick shoes on to go limp and put the gas down on a car. Like you'd have to have your big ass work boots. You'd have to be like
the boots would have to be like 50 pounds.
You'd have to have like the biggest club toe in your work boots.
Yeah, like you would be having to work to keep them off the pedal.
Yeah, like it's just not.
I don't.
Yeah, no, unreasonable to. No.
And
I recall, I think she was in tennis in the documentary. Someone
can
post a comment if that's in tennis shoes.
Oh, in tennis shoes.
I
remember what I was gonna say. I made the point to mention that she is always without a seatbelt because during this accident she was the only one buckled.
Great time to just say, always wear your seatbelts if you're in a car. I know I always do.
The boys, we're assuming, were not because they probably unbuckled to be able to reach over and try to take.
I'm not saying like, yeah.
Oh, no, I wasn't saying that you were saying that. I was saying like why I was just finishing my thought process of she had one,
sure.
They did not.
They didn't, yeah. Well, and also, like, I think it was super late at night, so they may have even been, like, groggily, like, you know, I'm going to try to sleep in this seat. I don't have
just for a second.
Why would I assume I would need this during, like, a drive with no other cars on the road? So, like, I mean, I've done that before, probably. I probably still wear a seatbelt, but that's only because
I always wear. This has nothing to do with anything, but like I never don't wear it. Like even if I'm reparking the car. If Carlos is like, Mia, you didn't park right, I will go to, because it's just the first thing I like, because I've done it since I was little. Like it's just like it happens without me thinking about it.
A little bit. She's like, we're sitting in the car, like doing a little car date right now, eating like something.
Yes, while I'm eating, while we're parked and I'm eating, and I'm like still.
I'm like, but I'm in the car.
Yeah, like someone's gonna. What if someone hits the stationary car?
It's not even that. I'm just like,
no, it's not even that. It's just like it's just natural. Like you just.
Yeah.
I'm in car. I do this. So
thank God,
it's like sensory.
Thank God I already said thank God I'm not like growing up currently with all the stuff that is bad and I don't like, but thank God I also didn't grow up in whatever, like, I don't know,
the 90s,
the 80s. Well, I did grow up a little bit in the 90s, but I was like a child, so obviously I was wearing a seatbelt.
Yeah,
but,
the
like,
80s.
Thank God I didn't grow up in like the 70s and 80s when they're like, "You're wearing your seatbelt, nerd? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Come on, here's a beer and a cigarette, by the way. I know you're driving, but like, come on, you gotta look cool. Like, relax."
Yeah. So then court happens. The statements by like the public. Also, this was what was called a bench trial. So I had never heard of a bench trial. Basically, I don't know if
I had either.
There's no jury. The judge is the jurors. They play both judge and jury. Which I guess would be like what Judge Judy is.
Yes, yeah. So
because there's never like a jury there, and I'm like, why is that? And it's like I don't, because they can opt for just a bench.
I think a lot of the time for like really minor civil disputes or like infraction type things, where it's like if you're challenging like a parking ticket, like that's what it's going to be. It's going to be like you presenting evidence, like whoever it was that gave you the ticket presenting evidence to the judge, and then the judge, because it's like a smaller thing. And I think I correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that option was present because she was a minor and because it was like
all I know
Some
is
kind of circumstances with
they opted to have it. Like her lawyer opted
Okay.
to do the bench. I don't know why. Lots of people
I just didn't
have
know why that was even presented as an option, but
lots of people have like gone back and forth saying like that was really stupid of him or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a
well,
lawyer, so
dumb kid, dumb family. I'm gonna have to assume dumb lawyer. So
just go 3 for 3 over here.
if you were the defense attorney in that case, feel free to comment below on why you are or not a dumb lawyer, I guess.
Yeah. So they read their statements, and Davion's younger sister is what rarely thought out, like, but short. Like, my brother was my protector, like, blah, blah, blah. I want Mackenzie to spend the rest of her life in jail. Like, that was it, and she walked away.
Every time they showed her on camera was
the
most devastating part.
Yes.
Like,
she is.
That was just the saddest part.
Such a cutie. Like, when they showed the baby pictures, I was like, oh my gosh, she is like, and that was the other thing for me, was like, this little girl lost, like, someone so close to her. And for what Davion was in that car, they labeled cargo in the backseat. She had no regard for his life.
Someone not related to this argument, someone not related
if there was an argument, whatever it was.
Well, but I mean, just any previous, not related to the drama between these.
Like, he had met them like that week or the week before.
Party, unrelated to these people. He's like a friend of theirs. That's like, God, that's horrifying. God,
that's why I'm like, the worst person.
It's like
the worst person. No regard for someone's human life.
Well, like a friend too. Like, this is supposed to be someone.
Well, and that's the toss-up is like, oh, she didn't know him. Oh, he was a friend. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it really shouldn't. It really shouldn't matter. But also, like, if this is, I don't know. Like,
it should matter.
It's crazy. Well, but it shouldn't matter if it's like.
Well, it should matter that that's a person. Whether you've known them for.
That's kind of what I'm saying. I think we're saying the same thing.
We are.
Like, it shouldn't matter if they are or not your friend, but at the same time, like, also that's someone that's your friend. Like, I don't understand. Like, I mean, obviously it'd be really weird if she was just like, "Hey, you should get out of the car for a minute," and then, like, that'd be weird.
Because then she'd have a witness, I guess. But you know.
I
don't think she has any forethought.
Far ahead. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, absolutely not.
Anyway, so that was heartbreaking. And then her mom comes up. Completely nothing written down, no preparation. This is going to ruin my daughter's or the rest of her life. She's so young. She's so little. And the judge is like, I'm hearing a lot about Mackenzie and nothing about the 2 lives that were lost. And she's like, are you just like,
just being horrified.
Yeah, she was like, you haven't even said their names. And she was like, Dom, he was like, they were together for like blah, 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 blah. And she was like, and Davion, she was like, oh, we didn't even know him. He was like, she had met him like that week. And the judge is having no bullshit, is like, so his life is meaningless to you? And she was like, oh God, no, that's not what I mean. I'm just like, that's kind of what is implied when you say
I don't get that as a I don't get the defense of like that's gonna really negatively impact her life. It's like, yeah, I hope so. She killed 2 people. Like, that's the whole point.
If it isn't the consequences of our own damn actions.
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyway, yeah, so that's pod, unless you've got something.
Oh my God. I will say I was not necessarily mentally or emotionally ready to. I was like, what kind of goofy streamer drama is it this week? And my God, it's just this absolutely harrowing.
I think this podcast is definitely something that I get to come here
we can go any direction.
We get to come and explain like whatever has consumed us for the week, and this has consumed me for the past like week and a half, or I guess for the past week. Because once I'm in on something, I go like 110. I am in. Like, don't.
When you said you were like, I've done 10 hours of research on this, I was like, I'm pretty sure I pulled up the like what do we have so far for League Classic on the Wikipedia like 10 minutes before the podcast just to
well,
refresh
I don't
myself
like
and
intentionally
have it
do
up
it.
during.
Yeah, I don't intentionally do it
That's why
for
it is.
like the podcast. It's just like this is
Yeah.
what I've been listening to, and because
No, that
naturally
makes sense.
I get sucked into rabbit holes really easily. So,
Mhm.
boom. Yeah, and I am waiting, just like itching for the last part of Stephanie Stew's Rotten Mango.
Part 5, yeah.
She is so
Ooh,
well
do you wanna
spoken. I adore her.
do you know when how often do those come out? Because what we could do is, I can't imagine ending if there's more info, start a podcast with that and then go into like unrelated topics. That would be crazy.
Yeah, no, I knew this was gonna take up the whole time.
No, that's fair. Well, and that's why I was like, both of the other things that I was like, I could talk about this for a couple minutes. I think we just don't include.
I told you it was gonna take up the
I
whole time.
Well, it's not even just that. It's like I don't think I would like to follow up a discussion on this.
Yeah,
with,
like, so
here's my
anyway,
thoughts on a video game. Like, no, no, man.
It seems like, oh my gosh, it seems like it'll air oh no, part 4 will air tomorrow. So part 4 I listened to on Spotify. She releases those, I guess, a week early. So part 4 video. So maybe part 5 audio will release tomorrow, and then I can just listen to. Yeah, and then I just listen to the rest of that because I don't need.
Well, at the very least,
the visuals.
we could chat about it. You know what? We could have a short just chat about if there's any new and groundbreaking information on that as a separate, very short video.
Side
an addendum
note
to this podcast, perhaps.
Reckless Ben. This is from the Lost video, but Reckless Ben is now allowed to post part 3 because the federal judge, it got moved to federal court because the state court is so fucking corrupt. But anyway, so it got moved to federal court. The federal judge has allowed him to release part 3.
This is the Bricks and Minifigs thing.
Yes, this is Bricks and Minifigs. Has allowed him to release part 3 because it goes under like investigative journalism. So he is allowed. They have amended the restraining order to not include investigative journalism or commentary. So we might see part 3, or lawyer might be like, no, maybe still don't release that because it's going to show you doing even more illegal things. Because he's not innocent.
Well, he's a YouTuber. He's not like a law guy going into like he does stuff for content as well as he's trying to fix this situation. But like at the end of the day, he's a YouTuber making content also. So some of it is questionable as to he should have been doing it.
Did show up after they were trash past him a few times. So he's not like scot-free.
And I'll say some of the ways he had like phrased stuff, I'm like, I don't know why he said it like that. Like, I don't know.
Because he's funny.
Like, what was it where he's like, you want to do this the easy way or the hard way or whatever? I'm like, why is he saying this to the CEO? Like, that's like, and the guy's like, are you threatening me? And it's like, how else is he supposed to take that, man? Like, I understand you're trying to fix this situation, but like, does that help this guy get his Legos or money back? I don't think so. I think this is just like, so you can get a clip of this, whatever.
Okay, this has been realistically online. I thought of Reckless
Almost
Ben.
says that we were Reckless Ben. We're all Reckless Ben.
We are Reckless Ben.